All right, so how do I answer those homework problems? Because, all right, it said get the standard deviation and the variance and the range. So now I got to get those. Well, the range is the biggest number you can find minus the littlest number you can find. So 9 is the biggest number I can find, and 5 is the littlest number I can find. So the range here is 4. So that's how you compute the range. Okay, and that doesn't even look like the word little. I don't know how to read that. Okay, so that would be how to do that one. That one's simple. The calculator doesn't give it to you, but it's super easy to get. So variance. Now variance comes from the days before they invented calculators, when if you really did have to do standard deviation by hand, you had to take a square root by hand. You had to square things by hand. You had to add a bunch of stuff up. You had to do division by hand. And then you had to take the square root. And they thought taking a square root after you've done all of the rest of it was such an ordeal that if you were taking a stats test, they wouldn't say, oh, get the standard deviation. They would say, why don't you just get the variance and save you that last step of having to do the square root so you can move on to the next problem. There's no reason for the variance except to be able to give it to stats students way back before they invented calculators. It has no purpose in stats. The number we care about is standard deviation. Why, it's the only one that the calculator gives you. But if I need to know the variance, then I'm just going to take my standard deviation right off my calculator and I'm going to square it. So the 1.54, and I'm going to hit the squared button on my calculator. 1.54. Squared is 2.37. So that's how you get it. It serves no purpose. The number we care about is standard deviation, but the homework asks for it because the book asks for it. So that's how you would get it. So that's how you'll get through those homework problems. I probably will never ask you for the variance ever again.